we're back on 1813. Fair warning, joined with Philip KLEIN, investigative world champion. He won't agree with me. Always embarrassing, but I'm not afraid of Philip KLEIN. So it just
I think we've known each other too long at this point.
It just is what it is.
It is what it is.
Investigator non-perennial. Nobody does it better. ERCOT, $17,000 bills. It's not going to happen in Southeast Texas. Thank goodness. Southeast Texas is insulated. No pun intended. For bills like that. But what are you hearing on the street? Are there people really worried about the way this ice storm was handled?
Yeah, they really are. In fact, I've talked to a couple of staffers up in Austin with the governor's office, and I have not had a chance yet to talk to Dave Phelan, the Speaker of the House. Mm-hmm. But the vibe I'm getting out of there is that they are very, very upset about this. When you have an 11-year-old boy that dies of frost in his own house, I get we live in Texas. I get we're not used to it. Give us hot weather all day long. We can handle it. But when you start seeing children die in their homes, it's a problem.
And we're now beginning actually to see the sheriff, Zena Stevens, stepping up today at the meeting and saying my inmates were cold during the course of this ice snap. It is an article.
I get what Zena's saying to everybody is that, hey, look, we need to improve our jail and our jail system. And, I don't think there's, Republican, Democrat. I don't think anybody's going to complain about that. Right. I think everybody would get together and say, yeah, we need to improve conditions. But, then again, my other side of my body says you do the time, you do the crime, and, you do the crime, do the time. Excuse me. That was my dyslexia stepping up. I just think that, it shows the infrastructure of Jefferson County and how things like the jail have not been a priority. And I think and that's what the jail staff has been screaming about for a very long time, is that they need improvements. And I think commissioners' courts could probably gonna have to step up to the plate and handle it.
Darrell Bush officially taking over now for the interim position vacated by the retiring Brent Weaver on the commissioner's court. Brent Weaver did a good job while in office. I dare you, sir, to say otherwise.
No, I've known Brent for as long as I've known Darrell. Yeah. I knew Brent when he was a patrol officer up at the sheriff's department. And I've known Darrell. Who doesn't know Darrell Bush? He's like a mainstay of Southeast Texas. So let's take him individually. Let's take Brent Weaver. He did a spectacular job. I think we wrote an article in the Review on him. In fact, I know we did, listing his accomplishments and everything he's done off channel. Brent and I have had a conversation, wishing him good luck. And, I think every man in his life, and I'm kind of in the same place right now. I've got 6 grandchildren. It's time to start thinking about the last quarter of your life. And what's important, and is politics as important as grandchildren? No. So I think that's where he is right now. And I think he's packed his pony and he's headed out, like everybody does, out of Jefferson County. If you don't have a tie here, you might as well go, because there's nothing here. And I hate to be negative like that, but that's the fact. That's the truth. People are bailing out of this county as fast as they can. I think the census.
So negative.
The census numbers I've seen, the pre-census numbers, I think there's going to be some political officials that are going to probably pucker up pretty big. It's going to be a big deal.
Port Arthur's in trouble in that category, huh?
Oh yeah. Oh, we're in trouble. Port Arthur is in huge trouble. The number I saw was 43,000, and anything under 50,000.
Right.
Now they're playing with the numbers right now, and the Democrats are in control, and the Democrats run Port Arthur. So who knows what the hell can happen? On the backside of it, Darrell Bush, he's coming in, he's taking over. That was Commissioner's Court's choice. I know Darrell. I think Darrell's a fine man. He's got a great wife. He's got a great family. I am still very distressed about the Heritage Festival, $350,000 that went missing. It was a cover-up. It continues to be a cover-up. Bush was served on the board of directors of the Heritage Festival at the time and was police chief. I don't understand why there has not been a major investigation on this. It's politics at its finest. It's very distressing for me as an individual because, as you know, I'm a resident of Nederland. Our corporate headquarters are in Nederland.
Yes, sir.
We have a huge building over here on Nederland Avenue that we operate out of. All three companies operate out of here. I'm distressed over it.
Are you satisfied that the Texas Rangers? Are you satisfied the Texas Rangers are not investigating it? Do you know for sure they're not?
On my sister company, KIC Texas and TPB Texas, we're investigators and personal protection officers in Texas. We deal with DPS all the time. We know most of the Rangers. We know pretty much every trooper in the area because our licenses are under DPS. I'm just distressed over the white hats. I call them the Rangers. I'm not sure where they are right now. I don't know what the direction of the Rangers are going. It seems like they've started here and they're all the way down here. My understanding is there was an investigation. Well, geez, how come this girl has not been hauled her butt down from the lakes back down here and put in jail? I can't explain it, but she got $350,000. It was a cover-up. It was a big, massive scandal in Nederland, if not Jefferson County. And so, it is what it is. We'll see. Let it play out. But I think one of the reasons it's not is because of Daryl Bush. And I don't think they want, law enforcement stands behind law enforcement. They get it. Everybody understands it. But I think they took it a little too far this time.
The custom is that Daryl Bush would not maintain that office, but he would serve as an interim in that post. And then there would be an heir apparent to Brent Weaver. Who is the heir apparent going to be as a final question for Philip KLEIN?
I don't know. I know there probably is going to be 4 Republican candidates. I think one announced yesterday. I don't know this young man's name. He got out in front of God and everybody said he's running for it. Congratulations. I hope you have a good run. Start collecting your money, file your paperwork. I've heard 3 other names. They've all asked me. They've all come through my office and talked to me and said, look, I'm thinking about running. What do you think? Just kind of picking my brain a little bit. How do you win a race such as this? It's going to have to be a mid-county name. It's going to have to be somebody that knows roads and bridges and construction, because that's what the commissioner does. Yes. I mean, that's the whole 90% of what a commissioner does: roads, bridges, and construction. And the last thing I think it needs to be is somebody that's pretty well connected to the Republican Party and done their time. So all 3 of those gentlemen have. They'll announce on their own. I don't want to be their announcer, but all 3 of those gentlemen will announce. But I think it's probably going to be a 4-person race. It'll go to a runoff. It's coming up, 2022. They have to be filed, don't they, Kevin, by December 15th, I think.
Won't be long. And finally, I don't know. Yeah. I can tell you that Vernon Pierce is doing a good job so far in his post. I haven't heard a discouraging word out of Philip KLEIN about Vernon Pierce.
Not one. And, when you keep your head down, when you come in, you punch the clock and you do your job and you do it good and you follow up on what you promised you said you were going to do, you got it. You don't just, it's not typical Jefferson. He's not typical Jefferson County where you say, I'm going to do this and it's going to be wonderful. And then 6 months later, you go, well, you said you do this.
Yeah.
And they go, COVID came. And
I forgot that. Yeah. COVID came. Or an ice storm came.
If I hear COVID came one more time, I'm going to punch somebody in the nose.
Philip KLEIN, as always, entertaining and informational. We appreciate you, bud. Take care.
Love you, Cavs. We'll see you soon.
We'll see you, buddy. Take care.
Bye-bye.